Welcome back to the Ancova Entrepreneurs Podcast, where we bring together founders and leaders from different industries to uncover deep insights, bold vision, and the human story behind success. Today's guest is one of the most exciting fintech founders globally and a true disruptor in the finance world, the man behind Mbanq, a next-generation banking platform reshaping how financial services are built and delivered. He's also a board member of Ancova Capital Management and a key voice in innovation and strategic direction. He built a global fintech business from Europe that's now operating in key global markets. And he chose Dubai, together with his family, as a strategic base for the future of finance. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Lars Rottweiler. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about yourself. You have a pretty impressive CV, so I'll let you yourself introduce.
Thanks for having me today, Till. Pleasure to be here with Ancova. Well, impressive or not the CV, I don't know, but quite boring actually in the beginning. I was a so-called computer nerd when I was young.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's something common, but in 1981 I was kind of unique that an 11-year-old used to have a computer and been sitting in the basement and coding. And that brought me then later on in my whole career until today, basically to where I am today, through the stages of IT into banking, right? And few stages in between. I studied computer science. I was a business administration. Studied in Freiburg, Germany, but I was in Miami. And then I went to the consulting firms of the world. In the 90s, consulting was kind of the hype. Everyone did management consulting. It was the big days of process reengineering, doing things better with IT, doing things better from different flow aspects and better workflows. So I was quite of the urge. And matter of fact, I was part of a project, my second project at Cooper's Library, which nowadays is PwC, was implementing a software for a bank based on SAP, a core banking solution based on SAP. And it was the first core banking solution for SAP in a bank. And with this, I was the only seeing one between all the blinds. So the second one, I was the project manager. The third one, I was consulting board members if this is the right direction. So this basically been driving my whole career through, right? With this experience, I was quite quickly evolved to senior positions in the consulting space. Went from PwC to Accenture, went to Deutsche Bank, be member of the board there, of the GDP board, responsible for all lending solutions globally. And after doing this for 20 years, I realized there must be a better way to run a bank. And that's why we founded Mbanq.
And now going actually into Mbanq, what is it? I mean, what exactly does Mbanq do?
Well, I couldn't explain it to my mom. She still doesn't understand what I do. Even my wife struggles to repeat what I do. So Mbanq is quite interesting because we started with the ambition to give an environment to run a better bank. And we clearly understood that all banks have a limit and boundary because of the IT infrastructure. Why that? Because in the 70s, 80s, even the 60s, matter of fact, a lot of banks still use software from those days. The IT was kind of slow. It was not strong. The hardware was really not having the performance behind. So every department needed their own IT systems, their IT infrastructure to run their own discipline. Compliance, regulatory, risk management, accounting, audit. Even within lending in my area in Deutsche Bank, we had 100 IT systems. So different applications. And they talk to each other via interfaces. And in 2015-16, when we thought about Mbanq, we realized now the smartphone is more strong than all those hardware together, which out of the 60s, 70s exists. So we can literally put a whole IT infrastructure on a smartphone maybe. Obviously, we didn't take the smartphone. We used the cloud-based architecture based on AWS infrastructure. But it's so performant that we have any kind of subsidiary, any kind of corporate function of a bank now in one single solution. So we have one data pool and everyone puts the data in the same data pool. So that was the underlying infrastructure. So we had a better IT to run a bank. And having had this, we've been then quite quickly approached 2017, 18 from other fintechs, which said we want to build a neobank. And we've seen that you have the most modern core out there. Can we use your core for it? And with the background of PwC, very compliance-driven, very regulatory-driven, we said, okay, we give you our software, but we run for you the compliance and regulatory. So we add this as a service to it. And the next part of the story was then, okay, you need two things. You need the IT, you need the background, the back office functions, which we now deliver as a service. The third is banking licenses. We have, in the US, we have different models. We work with sponsor banks, but now we can provide the underlying banking regulatory license, let's call it. We have the back office functions and we have the IT. And with this, we can build neobanks, digital banks. We can build better mortgage banks, classical banks. We even have branches. We can build embedded banking. So we have the whole potpourri of fintech solutions, everything based around our solutions, around our architecture, around our services.
So, yeah, very much. So what is actually embedded banking?
Embedded banking means you take a part of the workflow of a bank.
Yeah.
Let's say just a payment stream, payment execution, or maybe just a lending solution, and embed this somewhere else. For example, today Uber is one of the biggest payment providers in the world because every ride is kind of charged later on. So this is an embedded banking function. So there's a payment function inside the Uber drive. Same if you order food anywhere on Uber Eats, or you go Amazon shopping, there might be always a payment function inside, right? We have on-the-fly lending solutions. We can do earned wage access to our clients, which means we can provide loans for short term. It's not actually a loan, it's just give a payment advance for 2-3 weeks. So instead of 15th of the month, they will receive the salary in the first. But that's also an embedded payment stream, which sits then directly on the employer. So on the companies which have employees and providing now a service to give 2 weeks of salary advance. That's called embedded finance.
Who is the client, the ideal client for actually Mbanq in these cases?
It's very wide, actually. We started deploying our software to classical banks, which migrated their old core to our new core. The second are neobanks using our entire platform, including services. The third one are now brands, which are like Uber, taking embedded bank, a little slide of it. And we're talking about brands. We're going now in the fourth space, going into communities. Communities like fan engagement. We have one of our partners, which was just announced last week, is Bradford AFC Soccer Club. It's a League One club out of England. They will be powered by Mbanq for their future fan ecosystem.
Interesting.
So it's a fan ecosystem, or what a fan club needs about in the app, but also with an underlying payment instrument.
I mean, you explained a little bit how you came up with the idea of Mbanq, but how difficult was it actually to build from a technical aspect as well?
Well, I mean, what I said before, with an 11-year-old nerd had in mind, it was kind of the technology. I understood quite early there is no limit when it comes to tech. Tech, you can do everything. It's just the effort behind you have to put in. And in 2016, 17, we had modern infrastructures. We had AWS as a core infrastructure, microservice-based architecture solutions, very technological term, but it of course enables you to develop agile in a modern way, very fast, advanced. We understood in the beginning, to be successful, we have to start with a team which understands banking terminology. So we acquired a company which was in that field, which developed software for banks. But we redeveloped their entire core. So we didn't use theirs and build on top. We started from scratch. But we had two things. We had a team understanding the terminology and putting the technology up. And the second thing we had in place, we had existing clients with them. We could upgrade their clients to our core. So we had a proof of concept. And actually, the most big benefit was with this, we had revenues because the existing clients had revenues. So we've been profitable in year 2. So quite fast growth, and we're very ambitious to grow this even further, right?
So where do you want to actually grow it in this case?
Well, we will see. Right now, I think we have the talent to be the biggest fintech aggregator in the world. So we go into acquisitions right now, even stronger. We've always been acquiring here and there some technology and companies, but we think that's the future. We're the only one doing this globally in our area. There are competitors in every region, country somehow, but we do it really truly global. And I think our bandwidth is different, right? Some others might be more on the core, they might be more on the tech, but we're very strong in services. And we do everything a bank does, but we're not a bank. Our clients are the neobank, the digital bank, or the embedded finance provider. But we just operate all those streams, right?
Okay. And where do you see crypto coming into here? Because everyone says crypto is disrupting the financial system.
Well, let's say like this. Crypto for me is not a currency. Crypto is a Ponzi scheme, is a game, is kind of a way to earn money, but I can go to the casino and play there and gamble too, right? But the underlying methods and mechanisms of crypto, the blockchain architecture, the manifestation of, let's say, what you can do as with a tangible token, with something which is backed by gold or silver, simulating, imitating what we have in the real world of currencies, then it gets interesting. So I think I'm a strong believer in stable coins. I think stable coins are the future. I hope there will be a self-regulated and self-governed global currency at one point. I see that those all countries in the world are struggling. What is the big leading global currency? It's still the US dollar, or is it not anymore? Right now, we have a lot of fluctuation there. So I think there must be a new instrument coming, right? And money itself is not that old, just a couple of 100 years old, and it changed over evolutions. And if you look back now, there was the Reichsmark, there was the Deutsche Mark, there was the Euro. Even in countries like Germany, which are stable and strong kind of environments in Europe, they frequently change the currency behind it, right? So I'm a strong believer there comes something global, and the mechanisms are fantastic to build something which is having the power for it.
If you want something that is self-regulated, so why don't you like actually Bitcoin?
Oh, we're doing.
Okay.
We're actually working on it quite strongly. We have stablecoin mechanisms inside since many years. We work together with gold-backed stablecoin companies which are close to us. So we've been actually one of the world first developing together with IBM in 2018 a payment rail called Worldwire. Unfortunately, out of corporate politics, IBM gave up on it those days. But it was our early days too, so we didn't succeed. But out of those days, we still have the understanding and the mechanisms and build the software in the way. So for us, it doesn't make a difference if it's a Swift message or is it a stablecoin message. So everything is inside our Mbanq Pay solution.
I want to go back to Bitcoin. So you believe in Bitcoin or not? Because I didn't understand now from...
No, I don't believe in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is for me, it's I would take it out of banking, right? I would put it right in the gambling section.
But if it's self-regulated, because at the end of the day...
I believe in a coin, but not in Bitcoin. I rather believe in Ether. And one fun fact, for example, we have an office in Singapore, and Vitaly Buterin, the founder of Ether, did it in our office back in the corner. It was just a few years back, 3 or 4 years back, where my founding partner Vlad and I went in our office in Singapore, and he cleaned up all those post-its of Vitaly in the corner of the room. So he left a mess behind. We have to clean it up. So all his thoughts from the early stage of Ether. So I think the mechanisms are great, but there should be. It needs to be regulated in some way. Self-regulated, whatever. Even self-regulated can be guarded and can be controlled from and allowed by jurisdictions. But I believe in the power that borders will break in some manners. And Bitcoin was a good attempt to show it's possible, but it needs to the gambling effect of it needs to be removed, and the high volatility, which is an issue. And let me add one thing: so the high volatility is just an issue if you receive your salary in dirham, euro, or dollar. But if you would receive it in Bitcoin, you don't care about volatility. If you're in US dollar right now paid and you go shopping in US dollar and the prices are stable there, you don't care how in the outside of the world it's perceived, right?
I mean, volatility right now is quite a topic, because if you look at the dollar, it lost 20% compared to the euro or Swiss franc.
Sure.
And gold, I think, just dropped from 5,500 2 weeks ago to, what are we now? We're back at around 5,000 something. But it went to 4,700, 4,800.
What were you been a year ago?
Well, that's true. That's why
4,200. You still made 40% yield or something. Not 40%. Sorry, the other way around.
yeah. But that's why I'm saying, like, actually volatility is not just with Bitcoin. It's pretty much every monetary asset that we have right now.
But again, if you're paid in dollar, you don't care about.
That's true. That's true.
Because you spend in dollar.
Yeah.
But if you want to be global, you care about.
Yeah.
So the global currency is missing right now, and I think that might be an instrument. If everyone is paid in Bitcoin, it would be only more stable, and then you don't care about volatility. So what's the future?
What do you think?
I think it's a stable coin.
Stable coin.
There's a stable coin behind, which is backed by any collateral, any commodity, gold, silver, anything, rare earth, which gives a little bit, let's say, a balance behind. But it's globally applied for.
And do you think it's going to come from a government or from a corporation?
Neither nor. I think it's a community builds this.
Community.
I think it might be not only today, tomorrow, might be in 10 years, but I believe in communities, strength of communities.
And what is money for you? How would you describe the actual money?
Money is just an easier way to get compensated and go shopping and utilize, your earnings and transform the earnings into whatever you need for your daily living or what you want to desire, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's just a pure instrument. There's nothing else than an instrument.
Because you mentioned before that money is quite new, which I do agree. If we look back, 200 years ago, we didn't have money the way it's now. No. And I believe that fiat system is broken because money is not what it used to be. Since 1971, since Nixon took the gold standard off, it can be printed. And it's, in my opinion, worthless at this point. And it's just based on pure trust and faith that eventually the government will not go broke. But if we look at the US, how much is it in debt now? $32 trillion?
Something like this.
And they keep raising the debt ceiling because if the US goes bust, well, then we have a big problem.
Well, US might be the leading power right now, but look, 1,000 years back, 2,000 years back, there've been the Chinese Empire, there've been the Egyptians, there've been the Persian Empire, very big, the Romans. So I think it shifts from periodically over those eras of the world. There might be another super force coming. We will see, but we live here now, so there's not much to change, right?
Yeah.
Go with the flow.
What do you think also about what's happening in Japan?
In what sense?
With the carry trade.
Well, I think that's just too recent right now. It's too much of a current issue. I think those things you always have to see over the last 5 to 10 years and now in the future 5 to 10 years. I would not put much emphasis on it, right?
Okay.
Japan had a big issue already 20 years back when they stopped inflation in the country. I think there was a big failure of the government to say, okay, we don't allow inflation anymore. Wealth is generated with inflation. As weird as it sounds, but you need aspiration behind, and there are more and more humans in the world, in every country, also in Japan. So inflation is just natural, and you cannot stop it completely. It's healthy for any kind of environment.
I agree and disagree in a way that I feel like inflation is theft at the end of the day, because why should your money be worth less today than it is tomorrow? And it doesn't really stimulate savings. So it's, at the end of the day, speculation, in my opinion. That's how I see it. Because with Bitcoin, that's where I'm a big fan of it, because you know that whatever you have today will be the exact same value based on the amount of coins you have. Because 21 million Bitcoin, that's it. Dollars today, 32 trillion, example. And tomorrow, maybe 33 trillion debt. So it just...
Yeah, that might be true, but on the other side, the fluctuation, it's not justified in the Bitcoin, right? So I rather take the 2-3% of the inflation per year, which is probably healthy, but a fluctuation of 10, 12, 15%, something more per day on a Bitcoin, that hurts more, right?
Yeah, on a short term,
crash days.
On a short term, yes. On a long term perspective, I'd rather know that my money is going to be worth more in 1, 2/3 years, True. Rather than knowing that, every year I'm losing money, technically, if I keep it on a bank. And if we look at the basket for inflation, which was measured back in 1975, and we compare it to the basket of inflation that is used today to measure actual inflation, we are actually much higher.
True what you say, but actually that's the truest point you're saying, right? If it's on the bank, you lose on the inflation. That's why the inflation is healthy, I think, because it drives you to spend the money. Yeah. And if you spend it, then the economy grows, right? If there is no no spend, then there's no growth. And it's a devil's wheel, you go down. People have to be motivated to spend somehow.
Yeah.
The basket changed, but so our user behavior changed too.
That's true. You just said something that made me think of what's happening in China, where you have digital money controlled by the government, and they literally put an expiration date on the money that you need to spend it because otherwise it expires. Do you think something like this will come also to Europe?
No, I hope not. I think it's a terrible scheme. I think, we all grown and raised in a way that you have to save for the later days, that you have something. And we're all getting older. There comes the moment you have to have some savings, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the world where jobs are changing too fast. 50 years back, you had one job. Now you have 10 jobs.
Yeah.
You go not only in different companies, you change the discipline. Literally, 50 years back, the job's been completely different than today. Every job changes, right? And we're today in a world where no one knows how the jobs will look like in 10 years. It's the first time ever. So with this, I think, it leads naturally to where we are, right?
Yeah, I feel like middle class and lower middle class will be completely erased at some point. And unless you have assets that will gain value, grow in value, it will be very, very hard to keep up.
I think there will be kind of a neo-communism, technocratism, whatever in the future, where people, and that's in a very, very positive way, they will normalize a little bit more. I think there will be a base income at one point because there's not a chance. I think people will still work, but probably less hours. There's more room to breathe, more room to live your life and enjoy life, the beauty of life. Life got more comfortable over the years always. I mean, that's a hard fact. I don't think that it will stop now. But in between those eras, there might be kind of turbulence. People don't know what direction we're going, right? And there's always knowledge lost in between. There's always mechanisms changed. But overall, it gets better life.
Yeah.
And with this, I think the middle class, upper class, if it's all one and gives you comfortable life, why not?
What do you mean with comfortable life? In a way that it's become easier for people to live?
I think first of all, it's more healthy. I think you're more healthy than old days. You live longer than old days. You have better access to knowledge like old days. You have more healthy food like old days. That might be disputable, but at the end, people are not that often sick or get, let's say, young or old than old days. So I think overall things are getting better, right? And everything together is more comfortable life. Right?
We are living longer, yes, but are we living better? Is the quality of life actually better? Because, for example, we've both lived in Switzerland. In Switzerland, what is the minimum salary? 4,000 Swiss francs, 4,500 Swiss francs. Someone who lives on that salary is literally struggling. I speak to many people living in Switzerland, and they really struggle, even with 5,000-6,000, and they have no money left at the end of the month. And Switzerland is a very comfortable place already. So yes, they might live longer, but is the quality of the life better? Even in Germany, people work up to 67 at this point. And I speak with people who are already in pension, and they now need to look for ways to make money because now they do have the time to enjoy it, but they don't have the actual money to do anything. They can just be at home, maybe go for a walk, but they cannot travel. They cannot enjoy their actual time. So we live longer, but do we live better?
Questionable.
Yeah.
Absolute worth the question. That's why I think the future will correct this in some sense. If there is a base income and gives a sort of life, and then you can add on top of it, there will be a structure coming where it gives us possibilities like now today too. And a lot of things are useless. I mean, fast cars are beautiful, but you don't need them, right, to live comfortable. But at the end of the life, you should, what you say, everyone should have enough money to have a healthy lifestyle, healthy food, go once a year, travel, whatever, see something else, exploring things. But do I need to be in Dubai, living in Jumeirah, driving a fast car, or I'd rather live in a countryside in Switzerland enjoying the nature? That's a choice somehow too.
Yeah. So now that you introduced this topic, actually, I really wanted to go and ask you, how did you actually move to Dubai?
Well, it was driven mostly two things. COVID at that time, was a big player. You learned first of all that the politicians you trusted so many years before and never questioned their decisions, or at least might not be comfortable always, but you said, okay, they might have to be the expertise behind to take the decision. You quickly realized actually they have no clue about what to do. And the second point was those days the schools. My daughter was in high school in Germany, and she literally had the same books like me 30 years back.
Yeah.
The same learning patterns, memorizing by heart the Vita of Bach and Mozart with 9 years old, 10 years old. I mean, no 10 years old cares about Mozart and Bach, even less about their Vita and about their stations in their life, right? So I said, I have to find a place where my daughter can get out of the public school, which is mandatory in Germany. And Dubai gave us the freedom for it, right? And now she is in a school where she can follow her strength and not the weakness. She can concentrate on humanity aspects, about the beauty of life. And I think I give her the freedom not to be uniformed too much in what she would have probably become in Germany.
Yeah.
That was the driver behind it.
And where do you see the biggest differences now that you've been here for how many years?
Oh, it's just 5 years.
5 years. And would you ever go back?
Well, I love Europe. I mean, I really love Europe. It's my source and root, and don't deny it. Switzerland is beautiful. South of Germany, where I'm from, it's around the corner, so it's beautiful. Love the nature, love the people. I'm German myself. There's nothing wrong with it. For the politics, I have an issue. I think an issue was a little bit with the school system behind. And I think Dubai just allows you so much faster progress in many things, not only school, but also for business. Whole world comes to Dubai. I explain it. It's like the Wall Street in 1972. Yeah. Everything happened in the Wall Street, and people not only talked about it, took action in it. In Dubai, you meet people in the gatherings. They tell you have to meet this and this guy. And they're really, the day after, he invites you for lunch to introduce this guy to you, selfless, without anything expectation for himself inside. And I think this movement makes so many things possible in Dubai.
So you feel like being in Dubai also helped you from a business perspective?
Oh, definitely 100%. So we made a lot of Mbanq contracts. I thought I'm traveling around the world. Our company is registered in the US. We have clients all around the world. And so I need just to be flexible where I travel. And most is online anyway. But being in Dubai, so many clients, even US clients, they come to Dubai because they come to Dubai anyway, and you meet them here. You made a lot of deals because we're here in this right place. Funny-wise, we don't do any active business in Dubai itself. We have no clients here. Maybe.
Are you looking for?
Well, I think Dubai is for fintech still a little bit Stone Age. It's not really a fintech country. People would think it's very fintechy, but it might be crypto heavy. But when it comes to regulated crypto fintech environment, I think it's a bit behind.
There is VO now.
VO, but it's just a digital bank. I mean, but VO Bank, get someone on the phone. It's impossible. I mean, well, it's a nice app, but that's the key. Now, fintech, it doesn't mean you write an app for a bank. It's operations behind, right? How you run the bank. And Dubai is very regulated. The bureaucracy is higher than anywhere else I found. And a lot of online processes, you think it's modern because it's online, but they just put the old process on an online platform, and behind the same patterns run. So it appears more modern than it is when you go inside the regulations. It's over-regulated when it comes to AML. It's over-regulated with compliance. It's very old-fashioned when it comes to banking. I think Europe, US, especially Latin America, far ahead of Dubai when it comes to banking.
Interesting. I am also surprised about the AML aspect that you say that it's very regulated when there is people who will say always, Dubai is perfect for money laundering. What do you think about this misconception?
There are two places which are like this, Caribbean and Dubai. People think you can hide money here, but actually I think it's the opposite. It's so strongly controlled. It's very tough to make anything around the corner here. So I think it's one of the clean aspects of Dubai. What might drive it today probably might be the crypto a little bit because it's easier with crypto aspects. But overall, I think when it comes to real hard fiat currencies, it's very regulated, and that's a clean space.
I also had encountered a problem with opening a bank account with VO for a simple e-commerce business. They didn't want to open it. no explanation given. You try to call them, they would say, for compliance reason, we cannot give you the reason. How? So how can I know what it was that, canceled it?
I found this too, and I think, we just had experience with another business I own locally here. Just a simple bank account with one of the biggest bank here. They use a system for the client front. It's like a bank teller system out of the 80s, but the client has to use it. Yeah. Even me, the banking expertise, I struggle to use it, so it's a bit dated.
I feel also the process to opening bank accounts is incredibly slow. I mean, especially in today's age where, for example, I love Revolut. I have Revolut and I opened it when I was back in Switzerland. It takes 15 minutes to open a bank account. Here,
it's a convenience.
And
then when it comes to real banking, when you need business banking aspects, I think there's just a handful of 1.5 handful of banks here offering business bank accounts.
Yeah. It was also very hard for me recently to get a loan for a car because I'm technically self-employed and in my own company. Yeah. So it was a nightmare. It was an actual nightmare when the income was not a problem, but just due to compliance reasons, it was terrible. So.
That's what I mean. So, but then again, for us as a company going in and changing this in Dubai is too small, right? Or UAE is too small. 12 million people, 3.5 in Dubai.
Yeah.
Most of my expats, these expats for modern banking solution, I can get from their home jurisdictions. If the majority comes from outside the world, they can open with us an account in our vehicle in Switzerland, in Lithuania, in the US. Don't have to attack Dubai to do something because the market underneath is just too small.
Yeah.
Right?
And do you think that with Mbanq you could improve the system here?
We could, but again, it's the same effort for us doing it in the US where I hit 400 million people instead of just 12 million. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
The market is too small.
Too small,
Yeah. Big tech companies want financial services. Do you feel it's a competition or a threat to sovereignty and privacy?
Well, that's what I explained at the beginning. I think big companies, doesn't matter if it's a tech company or whatever, they all end up being a fintech provider somehow, right? It's the Uber, it's the Amazon. They have payment flows inside there.
Yeah.
And it will come more than this, and it's just that you bought a car and you finance the car. That's the normal way now that people buy cars. They ask for the monthly rate instead of what's the car price actually, because that's what you have to pay for monthly, and that's what hurts you, right?
Yeah.
If you buy a house, it's different than an apartment. You go there, you buy your apartment, and then after you might negotiate a price with the realtor, but then the next step is you have to go to mortgage brokers or to banks and ask for a loan. And it gets difficult there, right? And then the next step, even if you have it approved, then you have to go to a notary service to certify. I think this flow will change in the future, right? Yeah. It will be that you go to the broker and say, how much will be this based on my income? I have to pay every month. Can I afford this home? And what is my monthly rate?
Okay.
We provide you directly a mortgage. We will directly give you, probably the notary service can be done on the blockchain automatically. Yeah. So the process is easier. So that's, again, the part of the embedded banking. That's why I think big corporations, doesn't matter if tech or not, they will become a part of the banking space. And for us as Mbanq, we give actually those vehicles, we provide exactly those mechanisms you need to operate those payment streams behind, to provide the blockchain underneath, to provide notary services, right? We are the ones enabling loan applications, maybe in a way which is AI driven, can make loan decisions instantly within seconds rather than that a banker sits down there and evaluates the property, the land it's built, the future of the country, your future, if you're healthy, whatever. And that is all obsolete if you have the right mechanisms behind. And AI with modern fintech solutions with the tech companies, I think bundle up them together, that's the future of finance and banking. Daily banking, retail banking.
Yeah. Going back to privacy and looking at the central bank digital currencies where people are afraid that you remove the middle layer, which is the bank. And all of a sudden there is literally no privacy between actual citizen and government, because obviously the government will know everything that you do and everything that you spend and know everything about your entire life. What do you think about that aspect?
Well, two aspects. You think, first of all, they don't know already. The second, even if you allow, what you have to hide, if you're a legit person doing things right, what's wrong with it? And third, when last time you use cash or you always make Mbanq Pay? Mbanq Pay, sorry, Apple Pay.
Yeah. This, yes, but then we might end up in a situation where they will also force us to spend, because otherwise they erase the money because it expires.
Well, I'm not sure it expires and things that it comes like this. I think most jurisdictions will not allow that the money expires, even by regulatory or base laws, common law. There is no way for it, right? And if I check the European or the German elementary base law, common law, there's no way that they can expire the money, right? I'm not scared about this. It might be sometimes just easier to give €5, $5 to the little boy around the corner, which mows your lawn in the summer, right? Or cleans your driveway. Those things are obviously easier, but even that boy will have in the future app on the phone, give me $5.
Yeah. Well, we have that already in Brazil. I'm half Brazilian as well. So I was just there for around a month, and they have now an app. It's called Pix. Are you familiar?
I know Pix, yeah.
It's very interesting because actually it's government. It comes from the government. There's no banks in between, and it's just people transacting directly through Pix.
Pix is great, and being honest, Brazil is was the first one having real-time settlements. And it was driven because of the corruption behind, right? With this, everything needs to be overviewed.
Okay.
And I think it was okay. It gives a healthy infrastructure. And people here in Dubai think we are modern with those payments. Come back to the point before, but if you check Brazil, Mbanq, biggest bank of the world right now, is out of Brazil actually. And they've been inventor of many things, including Pix was one of the underlying infrastructure from them.
Yeah, I read about it, and well, I've seen it myself. You can be on the beach. You don't need any card. You don't need
super convenient.
Nothing. It's very quick and fast, and it gives banking to everyone, which is something nice.
And it might be more secure than having cash at home or cash in the pockets where someone can.
Oh, especially in Brazil. Especially there, you don't want to have a lot of cash there on you.
There you go.
Your phone can still be robbed, which happens often there too. But yeah, cool. And what would you say to someone in his 20s who wants to eventually open a bank?
Well, we have people in the 20s, very innovative, let's say, young mindset, strong focused crowd of people. We have multiple actually of this. We have actually one founder, he was just 14-year-old, giving us a business plan, and we nurtured him, and together with his father, he built his own bank now, right?
14 years old.
A digital bank for kids and students, yeah.
Wow.
Then S2 Life is a good example. It's a digital bank for anchoring the student community in the US. We have a few of them. So just do it, have the idea, do it. And get guidance from the one taking care of those complicated things like regulatory compliance, because that I think makes them successful, because we add this as a value to it, right? They don't have to focus; they just focus about the idea, about the target group, what is the principle of the product they want to bring to the market, and we guide them around those obstacles of regulatory responsiveness and responsibilities.
And where do you see in payment providers such as, for example, WOP, or there is Cope Card as well in Germany? Where do you see them in this future? Well,
there will be big future, I think. So, I mean, they will also extend their services, probably put them underneath other fintechs as a payment rail, whatever. But those payment transfer services, we know here all Al Ansari in Dubai, where people get really cash paid and send money back home to their home countries, whatever. I mean, that's a big business in the future. So I'm optimistic that they go their way, right place.
So you mentioned to us that you've become profitable quite fast with Mbanq due to also the connections that you previously had. But have you ever faced like real struggles in this business as well?
Continuously. That's quite normal. I mean, I think every business owner has moments where it says, okay, now we have to navigate around it. There are always roadblocks, but you learn that roadblocks is something you can either remove the roadblock or you shift around it, navigate around it, right? But it's continuously coming up and down. I mean, might be regulatory issues coming in. We feel that incumbents standing up, they force regulators to be more regulatory driven, just to tackle the fintechs of the world. I mean, that's for sure a struggle continuously, gave us a little bit hiccups in between. But we found a way, and actually, like always, those situations makes you stronger at the end, but you have to overcome it, right?
I have this beautiful definition of problems, which actually give it a negative connotation, and I like to call it's a situation that requires your attention.
I love it very much. Yeah.
So, yeah. And what would you say to a young teenager who aspires to become the next Lars Rottweiler?
Well, I don't know. That's inspiration at all, but do whatever you like to do, right? And go full for it. Just never give up. Never give up and just do it, you know. And if they think that you hit a roadblock, then just look around and go move around it and navigate around or jump over the roadblock, whatever is possible, but find a way to do it. Yeah. For everything, follow your dreams and ambitions. Do what you are good with it. Go do what you love to do. Don't do something you think you do it just for the money. Do it for the passion. Money comes automatically.
Yeah. So we have this rapid fire, which is basically just like question and you just reply.
Okay.
So, European banking or Dubai fintech ecosystem?
Neither of it.
Risk or caution?
Always risk.
Legacy tech or bleeding edge?
Bleeding edge.
Regulation or freedom?
Regulation.
One skill every founder should master?
Fundraising.
One thing people get wrong about fintech?
It's not about an app.
It's not about?
It's not about an app. Fintech is not about an app. It's about how you operate, how you run your banks, how you run your digital banks, how you run your embedded banking. It's not about an app.
AI in banking, inevitable or overhyped?
Absolute necessity nowadays.
One trend you're betting against?
Bitcoin.
I knew this one. And there we disagree.
I know that.
Well, thank you very much, Lars, for coming on the show. And it was a pleasure. So,
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.